All right, guys, our guest tonight is Lucha Underground star Brian Cage. How you doing, man?
I'm doing well, man. There might be some screaming in the background. I'm chilling by the pool. Got some kids going bonkers over here, so sorry about the noise. But I'm doing well. Doing well.
That's living the life, my friend, living the life. That's awesome. The big news from Lucha Underground is that Ultima Lucha will now be 2 weeks long. It was announced that you would be taking on the Mac in a Falls Count Anywhere match. What are your expectations for Ultima Lucha overall as a show, and what can the fans expect from your battle against the Mac?
Well, I think the realize we need to make it 2 weeks long because my match is going to be so epic. I mean, it's pretty much an episode in its own right. The show will pretty much be over after that. So they had to extend it so they guys had a fair chance. But that aside, no, Ultima Lucha itself will be awesome. I mean, I keep on getting asked about that. And I mean, I feel like every week of Lucha Underground has been amazing. And I don't want to sound, boring or cookie cutter and say, expect more of the same. But I mean, really, the wrestling's awesome. The matches are awesome. Everything's been so great. So it's just going to be the culmination of everything up to this point, like you would have during the season finale. And it's going to be stupendous. And Mac and I are going to tear the roof off. We've got to have a couple good ones that have been, kind of short and sweet. And, this time we'll get to set it all out there and put it all out there and have a great match. I don't think it's going to disappoint.
Mike Chiari?
I think some fans were maybe somewhat surprised to see you sign with Lucha Underground initially because they were maybe expecting more traditional luchadors, but you've really seemed to gel very well with the rest of the roster. What do you think? Why do you think you've been such a good fit for Lucha Underground, and how have you enjoyed your time with the company so far?
As like even Striker says, I'm the antithesis of everything that is Lucha. So I think it's kind of good to have that, opposite character in there. But and I think it works well too because of my look and style. Instantly screams, WWE, and it's like, oh, what's this guy doing here? He doesn't fit here. But then when you see my style, my ability, and the stuff I can do, it meshes well with them and just in that style altogether. So it kind of gives you something new and brings a different like hybrid style to the so-called big man. No, and I've loved it there. It's been I was a little unsure myself. Jumping on board, how it was going to work out. I kind of expected maybe things to be a little cluster or not really go so well. I thought it might kind of be of a flop, but I couldn't have been more wrong. It's been phenomenal. Hands down the best company I've ever worked for. Anywhere around the world, no doubt. And I mean, I'm glad. Couldn't be happy that I signed on board with them, and I'm looking forward to everything continue down the road. And I really think it's going to be a big success.
Brandon Galvin?
Your match with Prince Puma for the Lucha Underground Championship back in March was one of the best matches of the year for us, but it seemed that you were quickly pushed aside for other wrestlers afterwards. Given how much Lucha Underground was marketing you at the time, do you think they missed a chance to capitalize on your momentum?
Yes and no. I mean, it was amazing. I got such a huge opportunity right out the gate. I think that really elevated myself. And Puma, too, was already doing a great job. But, I don't think necessarily that, lost opportunities. I think it's still there, still giving enough momentum. And just kind of, put me back down, if you will, to, mid-card status, for lack of a better term, to help elevate other people and have better matches, with myself and Mac included, obviously. And then also, obviously, leave the way for more people to work with Puma. So it wouldn't just be, the Puma Brian Cage show the whole time. But I don't think that it's a lost opportunity. I've been happy with what I'm doing, and I know, that there's plans moving ahead, and it's not like I won't be back around that the title scenario to be back on top, later on in the future. So I'm not disappointed with it. It could have gone a little longer. I think there's a couple more things we could have done, but no love lost, no hard feelings.
Hey, well, while your popularity is rising now in the mainstream thanks to Lucha Underground, indie wrestling fans have known you for years thanks to Pro Wrestling Guerrilla and your other federations as well. Do you think the freedom to show your athleticism at PWG and other smaller indie promotions has helped give you the chance to shine anywhere else?
Oh, for sure. Undoubtedly. I mean, going back to what I was saying about, not wrestling how people think I would wrestle. Definitely, that's kind of my niche. That's what sets me apart from everybody else. I mean, you already have, if I was not wrestling, well, that's like a sell in itself. But then what I do with it on top of that, it's like besides maybe Uwa Nation, we're like the only guys that really have that kind of appeal or ability in the ring. And definitely PWG has really launched me, got me out there, and helped me, get on Lucha Underground and show on a national scale what I can do.
Mike Chiari?
In addition to the great work you've been doing with Lucha Underground, you've been involved in a long-running feud with Alberto El Patron in AAA, and it's going to culminate in a hair versus hair match at Triple Mania August 9th. What does it mean to you to be featured in such a big match on a huge card, and what are your expectations for that match?
That one actually, domestically, people may not think it's as big as some stuff with Lucha Underground, but to me, I think it's almost even bigger. It's been awesome being down there in AAA this whole year and getting to feud with him. That's really elevated my international level. And to be part of Triple Mania, that's the WrestleMania down there. It's awesome. Listed as the one of the headliners along with Mysterio and Mysticis, and to be on the first ever full national pay-per-view. Huge deal. I marked out a little bit myself when I go to the pay-per-view synopsis and my name's listed against Alberto. I'm like, oh, this is amazing. I'm on real pay-per-view. But no, I think it's going to be an awesome opportunity. It's going to keep moving me up there. And my matches with him down there, I've really been enjoying. And I'm looking forward to the, I guess, necessarily the be-all, end-all here. And I think it'll probably be the best match we have out of the whole series over the past 6 months. So I'm looking forward to it and getting excited to see what leads, what lies in store for me after that.
BG?
We've been major supporters of Lucha Underground since day one, and we recently had Vampiro on, and he was confident a second season would happen. First, what are your thoughts on the structure of Lucha Underground with it being a season? And also, what are your expectations for a second season?
The season thing, I was shaky with back and forth, and I think originally when they were going forward with it, they wanted to have a shorter time lapse. I'm not sure how long it'll be now. I'm not too against it now because one, it is shot definitely like a TV show, and I think it'll kind of help keep you wanting more because we did take that little break during the winter last year. Also, everybody thinks it won't work because you lose momentum, which is possible, but also it's never been done before, and there's a lot of things that Lucha Underground are doing that haven't been done before, and it's shot in a whole different aspect. So. They're going a different route, and the only way to see how it works is to try. And I'm getting more and more confident that it'll be fine. And I don't think it'll be too long of a break, and we'll see what happens going forward as far as how they're going to shoot the seasons. But I think season 2, once it gets going, will be everything season 1 was and a whole lot more. Just because now people know what to expect. People want to be part of it. A lot of people, as far as wrestlers too, were kind of dogging on it, not wanting to really join or sign on, and kind of thought it was going to suck. And now everybody and their mom wants to be part of it, wants to be there, wants an opportunity. So I think with the wrestling community and as far as the fans at home too, I think everyone's going to be more excited about season 2, and I think it's going to deliver on a much grander scale than the first one did.
Now I can come off the ledge. I've been on the ledge about season 2 for a while, my friend. I'm sitting on this. I'm still on this ledge, but I feel a little less. You and Vampiro are talking me off. I appreciate it. And listen, you spend time in WWE's developmental territory, FCW. Despite having the ideal bodybuilder look for the company and being a great athlete, why do you think you never got the chance to show your skill in the main roster? And would you ever be open to a return to WWE later on down the line?
I'll be straight and blunt with it because they're idiots. He wants them to hang their hat on. Nice. If you're not their guy, they'll let you go. I mean, not going to even pull any punches. I would be totally open to going back to them with many things permitting. I'm not opposed to going back per se, but I don't care if I ever go back, if that makes sense. So I'm not like, oh, they suck, I'd never work for them again. But if I never work for them again, my life's happy. I'm content and super happy and living the dream right now. I'm doing better than I was when I was there. He said, I guess as he said to you, the door would be open, but that doesn't mean I'd walk through it. I did love my time down there. All the guys I have to work with, things went great.
There's quite a few nicknames that you like to go by, but one that's started to pick up some steam recently is Lucha Lesnar, in reference to your similarities to Brock Lesnar. And I was wondering, how do you think you compare to Brock, and what would your interest level be in terms of maybe having a match with him one day?
That one actually too was promoted by some fan, just randomly hashtagged it, and I loved it and thought it was hilarious. But no, I like the name, and I would love a match. Love a match, Brock Lesnar. He's probably my favorite guy right now to watch in WWE, which I don't even get to catch a lot of anymore these days. But he is definitely my favorite guy to watch. He's super entertaining. I think it's funny because I feel like he's almost a better wrestler before he left WWE, because just now because he does more like the shoot style from the whole UFC thing, and it looks like he's just like, literally throwing guys for real. But I don't know, I just think it's awesome. But I would love to work him. I think I don't really know that much of their styles are very, very similar. I mean, I know they're just both, beastly individuals who are more athletic than we probably should be for our sizes. But outside of that, I don't really know there's much of similarities, as far as like how we wrestle, what we do. But I think a match together would be amazing, and I would love the opportunity.
Brandon Gavin, final question.
Is there a match or performance you would choose to show somebody who has never seen you work as a way to define the wrestler you've become?
Well, that's a good question. I've never had that. Man, if I had to pick like one match or so, somebody to like emphasis everything, that might be hard to do.
The one against the Mac that I'm going to see this week?
Well, that's a good one. It's a good one. And, just because I want to show like almost all the versatility. There were plenty I guess to choose from. It'd be hard to pick one for sure. I mean, one of my matches with Prince Puma would be good. Like maybe a match with Roderick Strong from PWG, or my debut at PWG against Brendan Bonham. My matches in developmental, which those are older though, but with Tyson Kidd, those were amazing. But maybe for the full package, maybe my match with Roddy last year at PWG, or one of my Prince Puma matches, just because that has a more current status of the stuff I do and how I look and everything, and that might probably be the best choice off the top of my head.
Well, a huge thanks to Brian Cage for coming on the show. Catch him stealing the show at Ultima Lucha this Wednesday and next Wednesday on El Rey Network. Tell the fans where they can support you, man.
You guys can follow me on Twitter at Mr. GMSI_BCage. Kind of a crappy name, but whatever. Follow it anyways. And to simple it out, just Brian Cage on Instagram and Brian Cage Button on Facebook. Go ahead and like, follow, support, all that jazz. And you can pick up some GMSI swag at prowrestlingtees.com/Brian Cage.
Fantastic. Another huge thank you. Good luck moving forward, man.
Hey, thank you very much. Thanks for having me.